Hi, I'm the Moorlander and this is Moorlander EDC, today with some more outdoors garments, and this is a below the waist job today as we are all looking at the Helikon Tex Greyman tactical jeans. I've had these now for, I'm just trying to think again, how long have I had these? I had these the same time I had the Pentagon ones, so I've had these now for about maybe 2.5, 3 months. Yeah, really like these as far as jeans go. If you're after something that you can wear every day, these are going to be great for that. But as we usually do, let's turn the camera around and let's take a closer look. Now, as we usually do, a little bit about me, because this will hopefully make sense when I'm talking about these and if you're thinking of picking up a pair, on how they fit. So I'm a 36-inch waist. I got the 36-inch waist on these and they fit me perfectly. I'm also kind of a 31-inch leg, so I went for a regular leg with these, which is a 32-inch leg, mainly because I do like the look of being able to fold them up, and they fit just great. As far as the fit of these are concerned, there are two versions. There are the regular Greyman tactical jeans, sorry, and then there are the Greyman Jeans Slim, and these are the slimmer versions, just to show off my beautiful thighs and sexy calf muscles. Now, as far as the material on these are concerned, so these are made from a denim. It's a very nice blue denim. I've washed these, how long? I've washed these at least a couple of times. As far as the colour fast is concerned, they do hold their colour very well. I think the main reason for that is with the blend of materials, or the blend of fibres that are in here. So you have the denim that is made up of these is a blend of cotton, polyester, rayon and elastin. The polyester and rayon will certainly help to keep the colour of these and prolong the colour of these. They will wear, and you will see that they get a patina as they get older, but they will last a little bit longer. It will also mean that rather than just a pair of cotton ones, the polyester and the rayon will also add to the longevity of these as well. The elastin that is in there, though, really does add a nice two-way stretch to these. So although I went for the slimmer versions of these, I certainly don't find that there are any restrictions in my movement at all whatsoever. Being able to squat in these, to do lunges in these, to climb on top of things or underneath things or climb around things in these, there are certainly no limitations as far as my movement is concerned. And also through the crotch, as you do find with a lot of these tactical style jeans, rather than just having that point where all 4 pieces of material are stitched together just underneath here, through the gooch there is this diamond bit here, which reduces friction but also helps as far as your movement is concerned. Now, going back, let's start at the top. So as far as the waistline on these is concerned, you do have large belt loops on these, and I do like these belt loops. They are really nice large ones. So this is a 2-inch belt, or at least you can fit. These belt loops are 2 inches. You have 2 at the front here, 1 on each side just on your hip, and then as you come round to the back here, there is an additional one right in the middle to stop that point where it might possibly sink down. They're very good at being able to hold your belt. This is a 1.75-inch Garrison belt from Core Essentials. Slides through, no issues whatsoever. As far as the waist closure on this is concerned, some of you may or may not like this, but it is a standard affair from Helikon Tex where you have a large Velcro panel on here. I didn't like these at first. I've started to get used to them in the fact that everybody knows where a button is. You do your button up, you do your fly, and then you're done. But doing something that you've not closed your jeans for the last 30 years to do, it does feel a bit strange sometimes. However, it is quite nice to have that micro adjustment. If you want to just open it ever so slightly, pull it back a bit, then you can kind of give yourself a little bit more wiggle room in there, which is great for warm days or great for cooler days. Below here you have a good old-fashioned YKK copper zip. It's the old-fashioned tooth one, which you just obviously have to be careful when you're zipping up, but yeah, fairly typical closure as far as Helikon Tex is concerned. Now actually what I will say is, so actually on the back there is, so here, hopefully you'll be able to see as I pull this, so there is some elastic in here, which again, if you need to fasten these down nice and tight because you're doing something for the day, but you also want to give yourself a little bit more wiggle room because you know you're going to be bending over or you're going to be squatting down a lot, that elastic in the back is great. If you've got two daughters like I have and find it funny that you've got elastic in your jeans and Velcro on the front like they used to have when they were 5-year-olds, then I'm sure they're going to, you know, take the mick out of you as well. Coming down to the front, it's a fairly traditional 3-pocket setup on the front. You have your regular pockets which come in through the top. I will say that the openings to these, it just feels a lot larger than on some other jeans, which I think is great. Being able to get your hand in there, if you are wearing gloves, then you can get your hand in there just as easy, if not easier. In here, I have my pockets, I have my keys and a light. On this side, I have my mobile phone, fits in, no issues whatsoever. Behind, now, so I did recently do some content on some Pentagon jeans where they had quite large secondary pockets in. These are just your traditional small pocket here that you can put a Zippo lighter into, or something small like that. But again, fairly standard as far as they're concerned. Hopefully you'll notice in front of each of those pockets you then have these 2 additional pockets. Now at the moment I have my lens cap in here, which fits in fine because, you know, I lose a lot of lens caps. If I wanted to put my mobile phone in here, I certainly can do. These are great to have your mobile phone in if you're driving. Being able to take it out of one of these pockets can be difficult, but with your knee up there like that, being able to take your mobile phone out is a lot easier. However, these are designed mainly for these strange black metal boxes that some of us like to carry from time to time. This is a 556 one and it fits in no issues whatsoever. They are reasonably deep. This is one of the Stanag style ones, and it will fit in there with maybe about 10-15 mil out through the top. 762 will also fit in as well. You've got that strange lip on the end which we've all got to deal with, but they will definitely fit into here should you need to carry one of those strange kind of things that some of us do carry from time to time. Now on the back of here, it does look like a fairly standard traditional setup for your pockets. So you have a pocket on each buttock and they fit just like normal pockets do for each buttock. I keep my wallet here on my right hand side, and you know, it's just normal easy access into these as you'd expect. There are additional pockets to these though, so some jeans you'll find, so where this seam is here, they have an additional pocket that's built into that seam to kind of keep it stowed away so that you can't see it. With these instead, it's almost a continuation of this pocket that comes round to the side into the seam here. These again are for those strange metal things that we do like to carry with us from time to time. Now they are both identical, so I'll show you this one here on my left pocket, but the one on my right pocket works exactly the same. 556 fits in there, no issues again whatsoever. 762, it's just that lip. It's that rock and lock lip that you've kind of got to get around, which it will go in and you can take it out. You can take it out reasonably easy, but getting it in, there's just a knack to it. But once it's in there, it's fine. It's certainly not going to fall out. And again, it's there So if you need to reload, then it's there and you've got it. Now what I will say is, so some other jeans have this just on one side. This is on both sides, so whether you're a lefty or a righty, you've got access to additional magazines. Not magazines, obviously, these aren't magazines, they're just strange metal boxes that we carry around with us from time to time. So yeah, so they're the pockets on the back. Now, although they look like traditional pockets, so this is a seam that's down there. Usually the pocket would be stitched onto the outside of the jeans. The seam that runs down here is actually a sewn steep. Say it right, Moorlander, come on. It's a sewn seam between each of the two pockets, so they do look just a little bit different to normal jeans, but certainly in the time that I've been wearing these, I've never had anybody come up to me and go, "Hey Randy, that's weird, those jeans pockets look different," and I'll go, "Well noticed." Anyway, coming down the legs, as I mentioned, so I mentioned that two-way stretch that you get specifically from the elastin that you have in these jeans, but they're great. Absolutely no hindrance in my movement whatsoever. As I do mention, so there's a regular pair of these, and then there are a slim pair of these. So I do find that they fit more like, I'd say, probably a modern fit, which I do like about these. But they're a fairly straight leg. Now, coming down the jeans themselves, as far as your knees are concerned, there's no additional support through the knees. They're a fairly standard or traditional knee. There's no internal pocket or anything like that. Coming down to the cuffs on the ends of the legs, again, fairly standard. There's no additional loop for laces. There's no kind of gaiter section to these, and it's just folded over on the seam and then stitched. There's no additional kind of triple reinforcement or anything like that in the seams around the cuffs at the bottom as well. That's another thing to mention, especially comparing these to some other jeans. Things like in the pockets, they really have tried to make these as Greyman as possible so that they look like a regular pair of jeans. I know I mentioned that the rear pocket just looks ever so slightly different, but there's no extra reinforcement on here if you need to use, if you put on a flashlight, or if you've got a tool or something that you have on these. They've tried to keep these as regular looking as possible. Now, the last little bit that I haven't mentioned, although I've kind of mentioned this a little bit, is through the crotch here. So if I lift this up ever so slightly without looking too weird, hopefully you'll notice that there is this diamond bit sewn into here. This is the part that allows that additional stretch and additional movement through the crotch area, through the gusset here. So again, you don't have to worry about any reductions to your range of movement, being able to take a knee, no issues at all whatsoever. So there you have it. All in all, another great pair of pants, trousers, jeans from Helikon Tex. Because of that Greyman side, I think they've stuck to the Greyman more than they've stuck to the tactical. They still do have those additional pockets, especially on the front and the back, for us to put those metal boxes in there. However, I think they've took off some of the things, like some of the extra little bits, like the reinforcements on the pockets, maybe reinforcements around the cuffs on the bottom, hidden pockets within the knees so that you can put padding or lightweight padding in there, which actually I think in the long run make these a little bit more better for everyday wear, although some of you might argue that the reinforcement around the pocket would have been nice. But all in all, for me, for a regular day, I go into the studio that I work at, I sit down for 7.5 hours a day. They're great. I do like the cut on these as well. I would say that these are more of a modern cut in the fact that, so below my belly button, they're probably a good 4 fingers below my belly button here. So they sit on your hips just that extra little bit more. I think that certainly helps for people like myself with a bit of a dad bod, especially that bit where it kind of rolls over onto your belt. Having something that sits a little bit lower, it's just a little bit more comfortable, being able to drive for prolonged periods, being able to sit in the day for prolonged periods. But other than that, getting out, I've done a couple of long walks in these, had no issues whatsoever. They are incredibly comfortable. In fact, the main issue was I had to take them off when I got home because, I mean, I was knackered. I was absolutely knackered after one of the walks that we did with these. But all in all, another great pair of pants from Helikon Tex. Now I do want to say at this point, I want to say a huge thank you to Military First who sent these to me. I've been working now with Military First for the last 4.5–5 years. They're an absolutely amazing company here in the UK. But if you don't know who Military First are, they are an online retailer for military, outdoors, adventuring style kit. As far as Helikon Tex is concerned, they are one of Helikon Tex's largest suppliers here in the UK. And again, I just want to say a huge thank you for them for supporting the channel and sending these out to me. They regularly have a lot of sales on, generally between 20 to 30% off. However, if you're after an item when there isn't a sale on, then you can use the code Moorlander 10 for an additional 10% off non-sale items. And it's important that I stress that bit. If there's already a sale and there's already 30% off, it won't get you an extra 10. It's only for items that are not in the sale. But with 10% discount, you can get with code Moorlander 10. So yes, a huge thank you to Military First. I'll leave all of their links below so that you can see more from them. I'll leave some of my social media links as well so you can see more from me here on Moorlander EDC and also my sister channel Moorlander Tactical. And I will also be, from now on, releasing everything on both YouTube and Rumble as well. Hopefully it will help to extend my community and grow the channel even further. But yes, so as usual, stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. They're the Greyman Tactical. I do this every time. I do it every time. Do you know why? Because I'm a freaking frick that has no memory. Nope, that was the other ones. Where am I? Hello? 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 Greyman Tactical Jeans, you f***ing idiot. Honestly. If I had a decent working memory, I'd take over this world. I think I would be able to be one of those megalomaniacal kind of world leaders because I think I'd be operating at such a high degree. Unfortunately, I have to operate at such a low degree because I have a stupid broken memory because my mum dropped me when I was a child and I'm dyslexic. But you know, I like to think my mum dropped me. That's the reason. Anyway, where was I? A lot in the outtakes today. Right, let's carry on. Hi, how are you? Oh, we're just walking over. Oh, all right. Yeah, we're just walking over to this tree. Yeah, this tree. You know, this tree. Hi. No. Yeah, that's a helicopter. Helicopter? Yeah. Oh, actually. It's not a nice helicopter, it's just a civilian one. I say that. I used to have a helicopter, but I got rid of it. Yeah. You got MOT it, you got all your services and the petrol for it. The resale value on helicopters really isn't as good as you'd think it would be. You'd think that the resale value on a decent helicopter would be great, but as soon as you fly it off the forecourt, you've lost 50% of your helicopter straight away, which, yeah, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it, really isn't. I think maybe one day when I'm old, when I retire, I might get another one, just you know, living the dream again. But yeah, it's not all it's cracked up to be. Are we recording? We are recording. Is the sound still working? Yes, the sound's still working. You have to check this sort of stuff, because if you don't check it, you go home, which isn't, I mean, it's just over there, but And then I need to go out and film that again because the sound didn't work. I need to work on the ending now because the ending's getting even longer now that I mentioned that I'm on Rumble.